affiliate speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet.
Okie dokie. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Beautiful sunny day.
It's a nice Wednesday. It's golf day.
Oh.
Can't get better than that.
Yeah, good Lord is shining on us with our great weather. How about that?
Well,
Summer's
welcome.
trying to hold on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to another Vibrant You. I'm Jane.
I'm Nathan.
And
Bo.
you say it again, really loud.
And I'm Bo.
Ooh, that was really good work.
Bo.
Yeah, I like that.
Perfect.
All right.
So, awesome day today. And then we have something really exciting to talk about. Meeker Cooperative. Guess how many years we're celebrating on Friday the 13th?
Oh, I don't. It's an unlucky day, but it's going to be a lucky day for you guys. I'm guessing it's number 77.
90.
Oh my! Where did I
90
miss those
years
13 years?
that we have had electric out here.
Wow.
Pretty awesome.
Rural communities came together and said, it's about time we need electricity for the farms and for, the rural community. And they banded together and put together the co-op. And 90 years later, we're still doing electricity and added Vibrant. And
Right in the middle of the Depression, they came up with some fantastic stuff.
Isn't that something?
Think of that.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to think back then they were just, wanting to get internet or electricity because it was so valuable, obviously. And today, the rural communities, wanting to get internet because that's so valuable. So
My
it's,
mom was 2 years old at the time.
wow.
Wow. Yeah. And in fact, one of the pictures that we have at the co-op, there's there's a bunch of linemen out there on the first pole that we had put out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Love the history.
90 years.
How about that?
So now because we have a internet that comes with some other things that are kind of scary, which is the hackers and scammers and all that stuff. So tonight, Nathan and I are going to be inseparable for the next 13 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 13 hours.
I
we
mean,
could-
bathroom breaks are probably mixed in
yeah,
there.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I usually can't get past like 8 hours.
You can't get by 8 minutes.
So anyways, we're going to be out at Paynesville tonight for the hackers and scammers and the AI conference that we kind of do.
Sure.
And that's going to be at the Paynesville Green Roof Community Center.
Green Roof.
Also known as the Senior Center. It's
Senior Center.
Okay.
Yep.
We've been out there once before, and so anyways, so today's show we're going to be talking about scammers, and basically those are people that attack you particularly. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah,
And-
oftentimes these scams are topical. They try to target, topical things in the news or what's going on, current events. So, Bo, why don't you kind of kick us through some of the more recent scams we've heard about?
Yeah, we have some that are even like local to Meeker County here. The sheriff has posted about scams going around, like maybe you get a call saying, hey, you're missing your jury duty, or you get a call wanting a donation to maybe a charity or a local association. They're all claiming to be legit, but we see those as a trend, and the sheriff's department wants to let people know, hey, if you get calls like this, or if it seems a little fishy, a little off, just make sure you don't give out personal information. Definitely don't give out bank account, credit card information. And like Nathan mentioned, a lot of these are topical, or depending on if it's a holiday season or right now we're in election season, the scams kind of follow a current events or trends. So you also get a lot of voter registration scams.
Yep.
So that's scams targeting people. They call like, hey, I'm part of the Democratic or Republican Party. We're looking to do a survey. We just need some information from you. They usually are smart enough not to like flat out ask for your social security number right away, but they'll start slow. They'll ask for maybe your phone number, your address, maybe where you work. So those are things you really want to be careful of. And I know you get a lot of emails, a lot of texts, and a lot of phone calls. So not all of them are going to be bad, but we're going to go a little bit deeper on how to kind of detect what's good and what's not.
Yeah, they do it because they know people are getting legitimate messages for political stuff, get out the vote and registration, all this different stuff, but they target that, and if someone's reaching out to you and requesting your personal information, stuff like that, that's kind of a big red flag. Another one we see is similar stuff about political donations. A lot of people like to donate to local or national politics and certain figures, and if you're not careful where you're donating money, it might not be the place you want it to go to. So make sure you're going to the official sites of whoever you're trying to, support and stuff like that, and just keep it all above board, because if someone reaches out to you and says, oh yeah, here's our link, go ahead and make a donation here, it may not be going where you want it to go.
The one I've heard that is really freaky is you get a call from, more elderly than me, get a call and this was their grandson and he's in jail.
Yep. It's pretty common when we hear
how
about.
do you not know that you don't know the voice that well, I suppose, but...
Well, it could honestly be that they don't know the voice, or it could be if you get enough of someone talking, you can create AI can dub that voice and make it say anything, essentially. So it can be essentially your grandson or grandchild's voice that you're hearing. So if you're not careful, or if you don't think twice, or don't check with somebody else in the family, I can see how some of these people would unfortunately fall victim.
Yep.
So
that actually happened to my aunt. So she ended up calling her son and saying, and she's really close with her grandson, and he's like, no, he's sitting next to me.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So be aware of scams. So what is a scammer? A scammer is basically, or a scam is somebody who's targeting you as an individual. They're trying to trick you or lie to you, get you to do something that you wouldn't normally do, like give out personal information, give out banking information, stuff like that. So a hacker is more attacking a device. A scammer, though, is attacking you. They're going to try to get to know you. Sometimes they'll use your social media to figure out, recent trip you went on, or who you support politically, or what your family members are up to and stuff like that. So they'll use some of that information to target you. And there are several ways scammers do it. The most popular, and we'll break these down, is phishing, which is mostly email, smishing, which is text message or SMS messaging, and then vishing, which is over voice. So Jane, why don't you break down kind of what phishing is? And I don't mean casting a lure on Ripley or anywhere else. So.
Let's get some them there walleyes.
Yeah, it's PH and not the FI. So basically an email is trying to mimic a store, a bank, anything like a utility, and they're trying to get into your account. So they're going to send you an email asking for something. A typical one would be, the ones that I get would be like, we're trying to send you a UPS package and it's not there, so you need to update your address. Click on this link. So
your package is delayed.
And so don't click on the link, or give us a call at this number. So basically, when you call somebody, it's going to be a scammer trying to get your information as well. And then always pay attention to the sense of urgency. That's how they get you, because it's an emotional connection to something, right? Your bank account or something that's important to you. And so they're going to throw some timeline. Call us immediately.
Act now or else.
Call us immediately. Yep. And so then the next one is smishing. So, Bo, why don't you take care of that one?
Yeah, and smishing is very much the same thing. It's instead of email, it's over text. That's the most popular way people communicate now. So you get a lot of text, you get a lot of group text. Some numbers you get, you're like, I'm not sure who this is. So if you get a text like that and it says your package has been delayed, we need to update information, or call this phone number, your account's been compromised. You really want to be careful when you read those, because they typically have a sense of urgency, just like the phishing does with emails. But sometimes you're on your phone, you're not really thinking. You're like, I'm going to click on this, or I'm going to call this number. So make sure you're careful about that. You call the number of the actual financial institution, whether it's your bank or maybe it's something about like a loan that you have. Make sure you go to that direct number, not following the phone number or the link within that text message.
And I just got that.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah, I got one yesterday
common.
too.
Yeah. What did yours say?
Mine says my UPS package has been, there was an issue with delivering it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I ordered anything from UPS recently. But, people order packages all the time. So sometimes you're like, well, maybe I did. And all you have to do is go in, if you ordered it from a certain website, just go check that order or your email, not the link that you're getting sent through that text.
And mine was my credit card had been compromised, and to call this number or click on the link. And then I looked, they provided the last 4 digits. And so I was like, I don't even recognize that number. So I ended up looking at my credit cards and I'm like, no, you're just messing with me. So bye-bye.
Yeah, and unfortunately those things work because a lot of businesses use text message to give you updates on that kind of stuff. So that's not out of the norm. But if it's something you're not expecting, or even if it is something that, I did order a package from UPS, maybe this is accurate, just go get the actual tracking number that was emailed when you ordered it, or that you have, and look it up that way and correct it that way. Don't ever click on links in emails and text messages. Even if it's accurate, just go on the official website and deal with it that way. The other options, so we talked about email, we talked about text messaging, and then we also get voice phone calls. like what
Yeah.
he mentioned, where, you
Right.
know, about the, you know, someone's grandchild, you know, is in jail and you need to pay the fine or help get them out of jail or whatever. So voice phone call scams have been around a long time. Unfortunately, some of them have gotten pretty good. They can even mask their phone number now. It can make it look like a local phone number. I know somebody said they even got called from their own number. Their own number was calling them, which was kind of a red flag. But yeah, they've become, you know, trickier and trickier. I've gotten a couple. I got one that was, you know, especially 9/11 kind of reminds me of it. We drove by the fire department's got a nice
Right.
set up at the
Yep.
corner of Sibley there, and there were some firefighters out there on knee, and that's, you know, we want to take a minute to obviously recognize that. But I got a call for, you know, somebody who was supposedly a charity for fallen firefighters, and it was one of my best friends is a firefighter in St. Paul, and, you know, so it hits close to home for me, and sounds like something I'd be interested in. But as soon as I said, you know, do you have a website? I'd like to do a little more reading about, you know, where your money goes and like just more about you guys as a company. The person hung up on me because it was a scam.
Yeah.
So even if you get a call and it's a charity or it's someone who's like Jane said, someone says your bill's late, you got to make a payment with me now. Even if that is true, hang up the phone, call whoever it is directly, and do what you need to do that way, or do some research online if it's somebody you've never heard of or a company you've never heard of. So it can happen over phone calls. With AI, it's going to get trickier and trickier because now they can disguise voices and do some of that stuff. So it's a little, you know, technology makes our lives a lot better, but it can make our lives a little harder as well. Even on social media, we see a lot of this stuff too.
Right. So social media, they do a great job of really getting you to click on links and looking at
do
something.
they ever?
Yeah.
They know your world.
They do. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I think is really sad is the recent one is someone goes missing and then you share that link. And that's another opportunity for them to get in. And it's
I've
sad. I
seen
mean,
those.
because, yeah, it is
Yeah.
sad. One of them that I think, I've talked about this before. I was, you know, my kids are in college, and so we're looking at always furniture or something. And Macy's was running this sponsored promotion that, you know, buy a couch for about $40.
Oh, boy.
And so I was like, that's a great deal.
I just bought a couch,
kidding.
and that would be a wild deal.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
And so flag number one, too good to be true, right?
Yeah.
And so I ended up just having a gut feeling. So I went on the website of Macy's, not on the link, and could not find that couch anywhere.
Oh,
Shocking, right?
Well, yeah.
Yep. So anyway, a day later, I was having coffee with my girlfriend, and she's like, "Oh, we got a couch at Macy's," and so I was like, "No, don't do it."
Yeah, no
so
kidding.
the key thing is, you know, scammers want to offend you. You know, they don't want you to talk about it, and so just do the opposite. Talk about it as much as you can, because then you're gonna spread the word that this is happening, and it's
Right.
actually not a good thing. And then it's not about, you know, how you feel about it or not. It's about just preventing it from happening again.
Yeah. Perfect.
And so there's some ways that you can recognize scams, and Bo's going to talk about that right now.
Yeah, there's definitely things to look for. Scams are getting more, you know, sophisticated, but you can always check for spelling, grammatical errors. That's probably the main way, and the first thing you want to check for. And also check the URL, which is kind of the website link. If it doesn't look legitimate, or if you hover over it and it doesn't actually say what the link that you hovered over says, that's a big red flag. So just you really make sure you stop, you think. And I actually just had my credit card got compromised. So I get a text. This is like Monday morning. It said, your card's been used. Do you recognize these charges? And it says, call this number if you don't. And I'm like, okay, I don't recognize those charges. That actually is my credit card, like the last 4 numbers. But I'm like, I actually thought about this. I'm like, this could be a scam. This could be legit. So what do I do? So I looked up the number that was in that text in Google, and it was my bank's phone number. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then what I did is I logged onto my bank, checked the recent charges, and sure enough, I had like 4 charges for plane tickets to like places outside the U.S. And I'm like, definitely don't recognize those. So I knew that was legit. Yeah, I would love to take a vacation, but apparently it's not in the cards for me. So all I did is I called them. I didn't even use a link. Even though I knew it was legit, I still called the number that I Googled just to be safe and got a new card. It came the next day, canceled the other one, and we were good to go. But if that had been a scam, you know, it could have gotten kind of messy. So you want to make sure you follow those steps to make sure that you're, you know, falling victim to any of the tricks that they have. And people will typically not call requesting payment immediately. That's just not usually how most businesses work. And it might be, but, you know, in the off chance it's not, just make sure you hang up, you call the number that you know, and that way you can kind of protect yourself. And Nathan's going to talk a little bit about more how to protect yourself, because scams are always going to be a part of life now, but there are ways to take steps to be a little safer.
Yeah, if you recognize a scam or you think there's red flags and you think something might be a scam, in case of an email or a text, you can just ignore it and delete it. If you think it's a scam, just ignore it, delete it, don't respond. Don't respond by asking, hey, is this real or is this a scam? Because the scammer is going to say it's real. So just ignore it, delete it. If it's a message saying, hey, you have a past due this, or you owe money here, or your account's been compromised, even if it's true, delete it and go to that official company's website or give them a call and deal with it directly that way. In case of social media, don't fall for everything you read. Unfortunately, not everything on the internet is true. I would say probably a majority of stuff isn't even true these days. But social media, be careful what you post on there. Do not put personal information. Do not put your address, your banking information, nothing on social media that can tie you that way. I see a new one now is, don't take a picture in front of your house that shows your house number as well, because that's another thing with all the people posting pictures of the kids back to school. That's one thing they big say. Do not put, wherever you take that picture, to make sure your house number is not in the background or something like that. That's a kind of a red flag as well.
And even in your information, like you go to Facebook and it says your information lives at, well, just maybe you want to put the hometown there, but that
correct.
That's
you can control a lot of that privacy stuff. Yeah, hometown is plenty. If people truly are your friends, they're probably going to know what city you live in or where, they'll know how to find you. Yeah. And if you get called and you're not quite sure about the call, you have some doubt, someone's asking information, again, hang up and call official numbers, do some research online. Don't give out stuff over the phone. We say it all the time. Unfortunately, people just don't think twice. If they get a call and it sounds serious or it's urgent, people can make mistakes, and it happens to everybody. So.
Right. Scams have been around since the dawn of time. So in a typical perfect world, we would hope that we would trust everybody. But there's always that gut feeling that you need to go with. And don't always go with your heart. Just go with your gut and trust your gut. It's never let me down, basically. So, anyway, and the other thing is scammers just want to get a hold of your money, and so it's personal but not feeling to them. They just want to take what is not theirs. So keep that in mind. And the other thing is, if you want to find out more about this information, Nathan and I will be out at Paynesville tonight. So come on out and learn a little bit more about scammers, hackers, and AI. We're going to be at Paynesville. It's the Senior Center,
also known as the Green Roof Area Center.
Right, and that starts at 5:30. So come on out.
Free to attend. We'll have some, chips and water, and usually we get a good crowd. People ask questions, bouncing, experiences off each other. It's a really good event. So
and we're giving away
a Roku, I believe. Yep.
Ooh, all right. There you go.
Nice. Yeah, and if you wanted to share this episode or past episodes with family and friends that you think might benefit from it, you can catch the replay on our Facebook page or on the YouTube channel. Just search Vibrant Broadband. And you can also listen live here every Wednesday at 10:30 on KLFD. And if you have questions, just contact us. Our number's 693-3231. Or you can stop into the office, talk with Jane or Nathan or myself, and you can go on our website, vibrantbroadband.com, to learn more and just find out a little bit more about us.
Thank you, Woody, for hosting us again, especially on Golf
Day. A lot of good information.
It's a big day for you.
I know.
So thanks. We'd like to thank KLFD for having us on the radio here locally, and thank you for listening. If you let us know you listen, we love hearing that too. So my name is Nathan.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Bo.
And tune in next Wednesday for another Vibrant U Live.
All right. Thanks, guys. There we go. The Vibrant U Live crew been in, and now they're going to hit the road.
Brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet. Vibrant broadband internet.